Today we will talk about the next most important sustainable development goal, the goal number 5, gender equality. Search on Google, you'll find plenty of organizations which are now working to bring about gender equality, to bring about women empowerment. This is such an important work and a lot has to be done. There is a need of a lot of institutions to promote women participation, gender equality, women empowerment. Number of initiatives have to be taken up. Look into Seva, what they have done, study it. Probably this kind of work can be replicated in other parts of the world. Self-employed women association, what they are doing, they are trying to empower women. They are using the skills of the women. Similar work can be done in any village in India, any city in India, because women have a lot of skills, they have expertise. If only you can convert their skills with entrepreneurship, with social organization into a big business opportunity, whereby they can also earn, they can also grow, and they can also take their decisions. They can have a sense of accomplishment. There is a need to raise voice to end any kind of discrimination with women, whether it is at discrimination at work or discrimination at home or at any other social organization. Women empowerment can be achieved through individual initiatives and NGOs, voluntary organizations. So their initiatives can play a very important role. Similarly, legal reforms can also be undertaken. People can raise their voice. We can see that there is a reservation for women in Panchayati Raj elections, and this has started working now in empowerment of women in villages. But even today, the reservation for women in parliament has not been undertaken. Reservation for women in legislative assembly is still pending. So these are the issues on which people have to come forward and raise their voice. Right? Many corporate sector companies have voluntarily come forward and started undertaking reservation of at least 33% of their board members from women. So these kinds of initiatives should be welcome. Other companies should also be encouraged that they should have at least 1/3 executives from women. So these kinds of initiatives will help in empowerment of women. The entire country today is under corona lockdown, right? And in this condition, women are the only people who are still working because they are looking after management of home also, right? So they are still contributing to the economy. You may call it informal economy, but they are playing very important role. Their contribution is not monetizable, but their contribution is very important, right? Women in villages prepare a lot of food items at their own home. They undertake cooking, they undertake stitching, they prepare clothes, they prepare homemade items, and all these things are not counted in GDP calculation, but that is very important. Fortunately, Indian economies almost 40 to 50% part is informal economy, which is not counted in GDP, but which is very important. So GDP is falling, no doubt, because all organized sector activities are closed down, but informal activities are going on. So the informal economy is now the backbone of the Indian GDP, Indian economy, and that is responsible for sustaining India in this difficult time, right? You go to villages, in every home you will find one cow, and that's a great system. That's a great system that has protected Indian families from famines, from droughts, from all difficulties. Whenever there is any problem, any tragedy, this kind of practices have helped. Now, the cow at home serves many purposes. It helps women in empowerment, it helps the entire family by providing good health, it helps the entire family by having good practices, and what is most important, that this the contribution of cow is not part of GDP, so it's part of informal economy. It is helping the entire family with less income. The people are still able to survive and grow even in villages. They may not be having any income, but they are able to survive. They are able to lead a good life, happier life, because they are maintaining this. So these women should be treated with very high respect. They should be given some encouragement. They should be given support. The government should have a policy whereby every lady from village who is contributing in maintaining the family at this time should be given reward, some kind of reward, some kind of incentive. In fact, all those ladies who are maintaining one cow at their home may be given a token amount, let's say 500 rupees per month or something like that, so that they are also encouraged, they feel empowered. Similarly, all those women who can come forward, form a small association and start self-help groups, maybe by forming just a group of 6-7 persons, 8 persons, something like that. So the government should consider encouraging such kind of associations, smaller associations, and the banking system should come forward to give them financial support, and the government should provide some umbrella brands to them, collect the food product produced by them. For example, in this difficult time, all the factories are closed. The government can have a scheme whereby the government can start procuring masks made by ladies associations, or the government can purchase food items like papad, badi, mungodi and other products made by these women's associations, and thereby the government can support the informal economy. And in this way, this informal economy will convert into formal economy slowly, and they will also get financial incentive. Rather than curbing the informal economy, the most important thing is to incentivize this informal economy, support this informal economy, and convert slowly this informal economy into formal economy. If the contribution of women is monetized in India, the Indian economy will easily cross 5 trillion mark, which is the dream of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Indian economy should be 5 trillion economy. Right now it is 3 trillion economy. So if a women's contribution is monetized through the process of incentives, through the initiative schemes of financial support, this will help in women empowerment, and this will also help the village economy, because our ultimate objective is to reach Gram Swaraj, right? But attaining Gram Swaraj will not be possible without some kind of plan, some kind of models. The Niti Aayog has failed miserably in preparing any solid plan for Gram Swaraj, for empowerment of villages. The economists in India have failed miserably because most of the economists are trying to copy the models of the developed country, which is not applicable in India. They should understand the Indian problems, they should understand the grassroots problems at India, and they should come up with some kind of plan which is related to India, which none of them have done. So what should be done here? It is my suggestion. You can also give your suggestions in the comments box. It's my suggestion that the Gram Swarajya model should be prepared based keeping Indian women, Indian villages in perspective, and the government should come forward to incentivize women who are maintaining one cow at least in villages, who are doing one crafts based work in villages. It may be preparing any food item or something like that. They should be given some financial incentives for doing this kind of work, and this will help them, and this will protect India's heritage, this will protect India's cows, because otherwise they will be facing problems. I am not in favor of, dairy industry. Of course, dairy industry has to progress now because there is no option. But dairy works on commercial models, while keeping cow in home, in village, one cow per home, is not working on commercial perspective, it is working at home perspective. And there is a huge difference. In dairy, you are treating cow like an object. You are not respecting cow. You are just trying to milk the cow. You are trying to extract as much milk from cow as possible. As against this, if you are keeping one cow per home, in this model, the cow becomes almost part of the family. And the family loves the cow, and the cow also loves the family. So this mutual love and respect is essential, and then only the traditional goals of respecting cows will be accomplished. So I am not advocating cows, the dairy industry. I am advocating the traditional Indian practices, wherein every household person is maintaining one cow at least. So these kinds of practices should be encouraged. They should be, and they will make cow a very important part of Indian economy again, and they will empower every family, and they will. This kind of activities will protect Indian heritage, Indian cultural values, and will protect the entire village societies. Women will have better health. The milk products generated from the cow will help the family in having good health. Another initiative that is required is to develop specialized training institutions for training women, and they may use latest technologies, information technologies, etc. Because women empowerment requires imparting specialized training to women so that they can come forward and speak out their voice and take up more active participation in Indian economy, take up more participation in society. These kinds of initiatives are required, and we have to see that those laws which are still pending, they related to women, should be brought into force. The awareness about women empowerment should be there. I mean, a lot of laws are there already, but many of them, people do not know about them. So there has to be proper awareness. So I am sure there is scope for entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship in the domain of women empowerment, and organizations like Awaj, Seva, organizations like self-help groups of women can be studied by you, and from them you can come forward with some innovative schemes, some kind of programs to help in this direction, and there is huge scope for you to work in this direction.